Hi guys, Jeff with the Flow Tube Fishing Forum here. I've had some questions on DIY of rod racks and tackle boxes and stuff like that. You know, what have I done to modify my flow tubes? And so I figured I'd cover rod racks and my tackle boxes that I have right now on my Maxxon 240, Maxxon XPW 240 float tube. It was a little challenging because, you know, I'm used to having a typical normal float tube, big round sides. I've been recently using the 7 bass platform and the Maxxon XPW 240 as most recently. So creating some sort of rod rack system for these is a little bit challenging. The 7 bass platform, I took the motor mount, which is a wooden plate on the back end, and I stuck my, I mounted the 1.5" ABS PVC basically on the back of that, and that made perfect rod rack for me in that respect. But I still am trying to come up with a different approach to it as far as PVC is concerned. I haven't really got there yet. The Maxxon boat that I have doesn't really lend itself well to that. If you look in here, the motor mount is so high up at the back. When I'm sitting here, to reach back and grab my rods wouldn't work, so I needed to have something a little bit different. So I decided to use the transom mounts to actually run PVC through, and I've showed you guys already, but I wanted to kind of go over this a little bit more. Basically, here's my rod rack, okay? What I did was take 1.5", or excuse me, 1/2 inch PVC, because it fit perfectly through those slots, nice and snug. And so I started out with basically about a 3-inch cut right here to slide through. And that 3-inch cut gave me enough clearance on both sides for these elbow pieces to connect and kind of tighten, keep it real nice and tight in that spot. So I have 4 3-inch cut marks, PVC pieces here, and I have my corner elbows. I have how many? 8 of them all the way around. Okay, so I've had 4 3-inch cut pieces. And I have 8 elbows. Then I went ahead and measured the distance from between the two slots there, so that I can cut my next pieces up here. And to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you what the length is. It was just real quick and simple. So roughly we're looking at about 10-inch pieces. Okay. So I cut the 10-inch pieces to run across, and then I have 4 of those, and then I have 4 more 6-inch pieces running up, as you can see here. Okay, so one of the things I've never really done before with some of the rod racks I built was to glue them together. I didn't want to do it because I wanted to be able to adjust it and change it as I needed to, but this one I just think it needed to be glued. So what I opted to do, because think about it, when I have this rod rack up on top of that Maxxon, I'm not going to be able to put anything else on there. These are nice and flat, so I could lay 2 of these boats together, but I can't do it with this. So I decided I'm only gluing one side. So I glued this portion here all together. It's nice and snug and tight. And then I left this one open. If you notice, there's a little sticker right there, and I put that sticker there for one reason only, so I know this is the side that can be disconnected. So now I can slot this in, slide it down in nice and tight, attach this from the other side, you know, thread them in together, push it together, and it should connect just fine, or it does connect just fine, and then I'm good to go. The only other thing I did was I ended up getting my 1.5" ABS pipe and went ahead and cut them with a slight angle at the bottom, okay, so that they could tilt a little bit and not dig into the boat. And I had to anchor them top and bottom. So if you'll notice, I've got 1/2-inch holes cut right through here, so that I can also put those 1/2-inch holes at the top, at least up here, so that I can run bolts through with nuts to kind of tighten them down. So this allows me to slide the screw through, the bolt through, the locking nut on this side through, and go ahead with a screwdriver and a wrench, just tighten them down until they're nice and snug and firm. I did the same thing down here, but being that this bottom really wasn't necessary to run a bolt through and make it real snug, I ran through just a couple of quick set screws just to kind of anchor it in place. So the 1/2-inch running through here to allow me to run a small little nut right through here, and just anchor at the bottom so it's not going to tilt and tip. The top is going to hold it nice and strong. Got a little little ring here on the end that I screwed in, just an extra attachment. I realized that I can do that in other spots for different things if I feel I need to. So pretty simple, straightforward, and basically, as you can see, it just connects together. So if I was slide it through the slots there, go ahead and connect here, connect down here, there and there, snug it down, and it should be nice and secure. Biggest thing I need to always think about, and you need to think about as well, do you cast left or right-handed? There's always that slight tilt to these rod holders. I don't want them, personally myself, I don't like them sticking straight up because I'm going to snag my rods with a decent cast from behind me. Even when they're tilted, there's still that possibility. I'm not thinking when I kind of angle myself a little bit too much. But at least it kind of it takes away that possibility quite a bit by angling them just slightly. I could have done a little bit more, but I don't want them hanging way off on my left side. So it's just a slight angle, and once you finally put it all together, you see they pretty much move off to the side. And then the other thing I thought about this, like I said, with the flat form, the motor mount, transom motor mount is perfect. Reach behind, grab my rods, no big deal. But this one's way too far, so this keeps it really close behind my seat. Makes it perfect. And so I'm hoping to find something I can do with the flat form, kind of similar. I'm not really sure just yet. I've been brainstorming some ideas, and once I get a chance to pop that boat back out and kind of go through it, I'll talk with you guys about how that all worked. But for now, this is what I've done for my Maxxon. This is the rod rack. The other thing is tackle boxes. So Maxxon has what's called the GTS system, the grommet track system, and it's this black track that runs both sides of the boat, which allows you to have access to anchor whatever you'd like along the way. They come with tackle bags. The boat specifically comes with tackle bags. The tackle bags work fine, but like I've mentioned before, I kind of wanted something that had a little more storability, ease in and out of, that I could actually, see what was there real simple and easily. So I came up with this idea. Going down to a craft store, picking up some basic tackle boxes, different sizes. Well, they're not tackle boxes. They're craft boxes. Different sizes. This is the smaller one. And so, being that we have the grommets, it's easy to attach. What I ended up doing is going down to a local hardware store, picking up this little connection piece, right? It's just a little D-ring connection piece that can be screwed on. A couple of screws right there. Screwed on the inside, just take a little drill, drill in your slot your little hole in there, slide these through, anchor them in place. As you see, I've got them one on this side here and one on the opposite in there. Once I've got that done, they're anchored, then these pieces slide through the grommets, wrap around their Velcro, and they attach real nice and firm, one on either corner. I could, with the bigger boxes or this box, add 4 all the way around, but it's kind of overkill because the boat's flat, so there's no reason for us to really have to worry about, things sliding off side to side. 2 connection pieces work perfect. Even with the bigger box, it's not a big deal. Only thing I can say that I'm have to be worried about or watch is rust. It's not a stainless steel. I could have looked for something like that, but I wanted to get it done quick, and so I'll be watching this. If they rust out, I'll just replace them. I think they were like 10 cents a piece. They were cheap as could be, so not a real big deal. And so the nice thing about this right here, again, it's not a soft tackle box. It's a hard side tackle box. It gives me the ability to add whatever I want inside, and it's nice and visible. I can really see what's going on. Easy to connect and sits right off to the side. It's ready to go. When I don't want it, just pop it off and set it aside. So my hope is to be able to build 3 or 4 more of these, be able to rotate them out with different things added on inside for that kind of stuff. So some of the DIY stuff that I've done recently here with my Maxxon, a little bit of talk about the 7 bass, and like I said, I definitely will bring that up with you guys when I have more opportunity to look at that one, how I'm going to build a rod rack or something like that. But for now, these are the DIY, the add-ons, the rod racks, the custom stuff that I've been doing with some of my boats. So again, Float Tube Fishing Forum, we're there for you guys. If you're new to fishing from a float tube and need to know more information, please join us on the site. We'd love to help you out and give you all the information you're looking for. Remember, it's free to join, free to talk, and our job is to help locate products and needed supplies that you need for float tubing. Plus, we do market and sell some of the float tubes as well. Again, my name is Jeff, Float Tube Fishing Forum. Thank you for visiting me, and talk to you soon. Bye.